What's your slots gambling goal? Go ahead. What is it? Entertainment, earning comps, and making money are 3 of the common goals. What's yours? Go ahead. Comment on this video with what it is, or at least if you don't want to tell us, write it down. Otherwise, let us know in the live chat. We'll come back to that shortly. So, and of course, I'll be taking your questions because this is a live stream. I'm only saying that because, of course, the people who are live here now know it's a live stream, but you might be watching this after the fact. Hello to you watching this recording or even watching it live on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, my Facebook page. YouTube. Or maybe you're listening to it at a much later date on my podcast as a podcast episode. So I have all of those. Thank you for being here. Be sure to subscribe for notifications so you can have your questions answered the next time I do one of these. But either way, stick around and I'm sure it will be of value to you, even if you are watching this after the fact. Strong opinions out there, strong opinions. But those of you who are here live, thank you so much. If you have a question, use hashtag question. Here, let me put the banner up for you so you can see that. It's a little small on a portable device, mobile device. So please, if you make a comment and your comment is to me, please use hashtag question so I'll see it. I want to be sure to spot your question to me instead of the comments in the live chat to each other, because it gets busy in these live streams, which is great. But I have to be able to sorry, I'm checking. There's so many, just to be able to spot it. Hashtag question, please. I'll try to remember to mention that occasionally. After all, this is a community video where friends check in about how their slots play has been going lately, what the weather's like, and various situations in Texas Tootsie. Improve your slots performance in 30 days or less with my 30 days to play slots smarter and win. You also get 3 valuable bonuses. Share. Didn't I not? I did not. So if you go to professorslots.com/30 days, you'll see the free bonuses that you get also at the page where you would sign up. The 3 bonuses of the course, the gambling record templates, and community support through my Slots IQ membership, where I give you 1 month free. And that's where you can get community support and accountability, besides, of course, the live streams. Visit professorslots.com/30 days, and that's this page here. It's very long, with all the different sections and testimonials and more. So, course content, syllabus, that sort of thing. So I've increased the price, and I'll switch to here. Back up to the top. I've increased the price twice so far this year. Didn't do it at all last year. So far, right now it's discounted 30% off for a $60 savings, as you can see. So get it before the price increases again. So what's your answer? Are you, do you play slots because you want to have fun more than anything else, or earn complimentary gifts more than anything else, or earn complimentary gifts more than anything else? I also didn't thank my moderators. Thank you to my moderators for being here. Thank you for saying that you like my shirt. I actually need to get like a safety green shirt. Because this is all complicated, but if you look at the thumbnail for this video, it's kind of like a certain background, kind of purplish, sort of, and the complementary color to that is like safety green. So I don't have an embroidered shirt. This is the closest I could get to that. Color wheel stuff. And that's all important because I'll talk later, just a bit later, about having a business plan, what works. And if you're, well, I'll get to that. So what's your answer? uh, earning, having fun, complimentary gifts, making money. Sure, often we want all three: fun, comps, and money. But what's your primary slots gambling goal? My primary goal is not one of these three common gambling goals. It's to learn slots so I can help you. I could say to help you win, and technically that's accurate, but what does winning mean to you? Winning fun, winning comps, or winning money? So it all comes back to what you want the most. And that is where the problem is. Many of you don't know what you want. I went with Andy, my lawyer, to Jack Cleveland and MGM Northfield. These are in Ohio, of course. On the way, I asked him the same question I'm asking you. What's your goal? And he told me with great assurance that his primary goal for slots was to make money. So, unlike you, except for a couple of you, I went with him to 2 casinos that day. We went to the high limit rooms at Jack Cleveland, and then we went to the high limit room at MGM Northfield at first. So I pointed out what I was seeing, focusing on the high limit rooms, and he listened closely. But when we went to MGM Northfield, after we switched over to leaving the high limit room and switched over to playing slots, his telling me his gambling goal of making money was hours earlier. We went into the smoking parlor at MGM Northfield to play slots, and we played and we played and played. We had a lot of fun. He had more fun than I did. He spent all he had brought and didn't try to keep any of it. That's fine, but I couldn't keep up with a lawyer's discretionary income. I overspent, then just watched him play. By the way, I pointed out to him a highly visible slot machine in that smoking parlor game room. It was a good machine for him, but my problem was I don't often go to the casino with someone. To keep him company, something that was important to me because I was getting to know him as my new lawyer, I sat next to him, which was not a highly visible slot machine. So I overspent because of all that and more. I overspent, and he had a great time. And you like you know, are you like that? Do you say you're going to make money yet do nothing to preserve gains? If you do something, you're on your way. But if you do nothing to preserve gains, then I really question whether or not making money is your goal. Do you have no intention of leaving with any of the bankroll you'd brought? Are you chasing wins until broke every time? Because that's not making money. That's entertainment. Making money at slots, perhaps even making a living at slots, is a lot like having a business. People with businesses look for their money draining away, and then they plug that hole. I'm building a business, and it's been 2 years of doing that. Sure, I plug the big obvious holes first, like slots players, leaving their ATM cards at home. For me, it was reducing my lifestyle after being an aerospace engineer. If I needed equipment or software for my business, Professor Slots business, John Friedel LLC, I got it because I could afford it. My other job was paying for my business. I told myself I was investing in my business, in myself. And I'm glad I did, because now I have it when it's not so easy to afford it. But slots players work at plugging leaks too. First, the big ones like ATM cards, then perhaps who they choose to go with, if those others just spend with no intention of doing anything else. They've stopped on their slots journey. Let's use the slots journey metaphor. To us, it looks like they've stopped in their slots journey. To us, it looks like they've stopped in quicksand. But we're still on our journey. So sometimes we part ways so we can keep going. Uh, maybe we threw him a rope tied to a tree or tipped over a tree, but 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 even so, they didn't seem to mind. Boundaries, right? And on our slots journey, we start to notice that we aren't meeting our goal of making money. That's noticeable, right? We're not making a 30% profit over what we brought to the casino. We don't need gambling records to show we're taking big losses, that we're not making a small profit of 30% over bankroll, or even a big profit of 50% over bankroll. Too many aren't making any profit. And it's only sometimes that we're not winning. Okay, we are winning, right? Like my lawyer friend Andy, we just don't have a plan in place to keep any of it. We don't have a plan to preserve our gains. The first thing we need to realize when we have a problem is that the problem exists. Have you correctly identified your slots gambling goal? Or like Andy, have you misidentified it? Now, self-enlightenment and self-introspection isn't easy to start doing. And, you could be on your journey there too. I'm not trying to say you don't know what your goal is. I'm not trying to say you aren't, don't do a lot of introspection. I would not be surprised at all if you did a lot of that, because listening to me kind of has a lot of that in it. But it isn't easy to start doing. It's not easy to do either. All sorts of things get in the way. Maybe some other time I'll try to connect with you about how I developed the habit of self-introspection. But like stress coping skills, which I master at, it's all about what works for you. And I don't say stress coping skills lightly. It took me 5 years to even figure out what worked for me. There's a whole bunch of things, and I had to try them and see. It's like preserving gains, like winning at slots and then getting out with some of your winnings. There's a lot to it, and you use what works. But the first thing is to recognize if you're not doing it. And gambling record keeping skills, gambler record keeping spreadsheets, all of that become important, which I will have an announcement about. I'm coming up with a mini course that I plan to launch later this week on gambling record keeping. So those of you who might have my templates, it's going to be more than that, much more than that. And you'll all get a discount for, I don't want to get too much into it, but you'll all get a discount if you've gotten my gambling templates, either by purchasing them or getting them free through the course. This is going to be more on top of those spreadsheets. If you're interested, all you need to do is go to courses at courses.professorslots.com. And when you do that, it will show up here. Right now, I only have one course. It's my first course, and 30 days to play slots smarter and win, discounted at 30% off. But there will be others next to this, and should be 4 of them. By the end of September, there should be 4 of them. One is going to be a free course. It's a mini course. Then, of course, there's 30 days. And then there's going to be this heavily discounted, cheap mini course. I should say inexpensive, right? Working on my marketing all the time. And then the last one is going to be a super course, but that's going to be towards the end of September. And I'm working hard on that and looking forward to providing that to those who are interested. If you are interested in a second course, for those of you who've had the first course, go to professorslots.com/ and click on your plan to win. And if you go there, you'll see what I offer, but there's a place here. It's called Slots Labs, or at least it's in development, called Slots Labs. And you just click the wait list, and that is where you can find out about it. I'll try to spread the word, of course, and I'll bring it up here more often. But that is something that is going to be offered in September, and it's going to be limited distribution. It's a instructor-led course, and it's going to be the next step after the 30 days. So course. So yeah, lots of stuff going on, lots of this stuff to do, which is kind of like what we're talking about with you. If you're not leaving the casino with money, if you truly want to leave the casino with money, where's it going? Why isn't it? And yes, Isaac gave me some commentary. He kind of he snored. Come on, man. Anyway, let's check in with the comments. If you've misidentified, the first thing we need to realize when we have a problem is that it exists. If have you correctly identified your gambling goal? Or like Andy, have you misidentified it? It's not easy to, do self-introspection. It's not easy to have stress coping skills, but those things can be developed over time. I sometimes I think my business has elements of life coaching in it. I guess whatever helps you, right? Because my slots journey is to help you. That's my primary goal. So what's usually happens here is I talk for 15 minutes or 20 minutes and about a particular topic. If you have a question about that topic, please ask it. Please use hashtag question at the beginning so I know that you're talking to me and not to the many other people that are here and listening in. I have the ability to talk for 2 whole hours 3 times a week during my live streams, and then all the videos that I will sometimes put out during the week. I'm trying to get on a regular schedule because that's best. And so, welcome everybody. I have the Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. I have the Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern time, and then I have the Saturday at noon. And I see that Smarty Pants, and so I'll go for two whole hours. It's been maybe 18 minutes or so. So I've got maybe an hour and 10 minutes left in me. And an hour and 40 minutes left in me, and before my voice cracks, and so we may end after an hour, but I can only go 2 hours. Dog hair everywhere. Okay, so yeah, Smarty Pants says, I missed it. I missed the 150th live stream. That's like missing my birthday. Well, yeah, my son-in-law had his birthday yesterday, and I came within hours of missing it. On the other hand, my daughter and her husband are in California, so I actually got a couple of hours there. It was kind of like dinner, dinner time. Yeah. Sorry, Smarty Pants. I'll let everybody know when I get to 175 to 200. They're popping now. Yeah, it's been a couple of years and a lot of fun. I enjoy live streams. Great connecting with everybody. Jan, one of my moderators, says making money for sure. And having been to the casino with you, I believe you. Having been to 3 casinos with you on one day, who does that? But we did it. And in Louisiana, I flew in the day before, flew out the next day, and we just went to all these different places. What a great breakfast we had at Golden Nugget in Louisiana. But I believe you, Jan. Santu, I think that's a hashtag question. Would that slot course helpful to play in California? Yes. Half the casinos in the United States are tribal. All of the casinos in California are tribal. And so that I talk about the differences and how there aren't that many. And so absolutely, yes. Yeah, there's a lot of misunderstandings about tribal casinos. I like tribal casinos because they're under much more restrictive gaming regulations than commercial casinos. It's a federal law that allows tribal casinos to open, and they have to work with their state to do that. So they've got all kinds of requirements, which commercial casinos, have a lot less. And commercial casinos know it. And tribal casinos, if they mess up, sometimes it's the only business the tribe has. That's only multi-million dollar business the tribe has. Where in, the capital of what is it, Delaware, in Dover, there's just lots of businesses, and it's kind of like terribly risky, and they have to do it right, and they have to keep the nose clean at tribal casinos. So I don't mean to, tell you too much about the course. Um, yeah, so Chris says, I think my goal is cheap, fun entertainment. Uh, these videos, right. These videos are making it cheaper. If I hope you don't switch over to making money because I wouldn't want to ruin your fun. More money to spend for fun. And I hadn't noticed that. Smarty Pants has given a donation. So let me acknowledge that. Thank you for your donation. It is very much appreciated. I am working through my savings pretty fast. It's been 2 years since I was laid off as an aerospace engineer. It's a little hard to recover, kind of like being the PhD in a, company like General Electric. And yes, they make jet engines, as I had to tell my family, not just toasters, not just refrigerators, which they don't make anymore. Even the lighting business, I believe, has been sold off. But yes, jet engines, like, most of them. But yes, even had my hiring manager here a couple weeks ago who showed up. So number 1 of 2 from Smarty Pants. I can't believe no one gave you an anniversary gift. I never catch you live, so this is past due. Thank you so much. And you've given a second one. On a 2-week stretch from Midwest through the East Coast through Mid-South, you have greatly helped me with the education. Hey, man, glad to help. And thank you for the donations. It is very much appreciated. I sold my car 2 months ago. Never a better time to sell a car with 125,000 miles. Before the big repair that was coming gets here, and that gave me enough to last maybe through the end of the year. And now I'm trying to offer more courses for $20-$40 each, and hopefully I'll be able to keep going and keep my pets and maybe in my home. If I am not successful, I will not be able to keep my home. If I am successful, I won't want to keep my home because I'll move to California. So either way, it's all good. Did I mention I have stress coping skills? So let's go back. Thank you, Smarty Pants, so much. Very much appreciated. So I want to make sure I go back and check. Sal says mine is entertainment. And it's lots of fun. One of my moderators says, I love fun and showing off. Bragging rights, right? Bragging rights is fun. Winning and sharing how well I do, good or bad, and I am still learning steadily. So you're on your slots journey, you're on the move. It's interesting to sort of like look at somebody who's playing slots and say, are they on a slots journey, or are they not on a slots journey? Are they stuck in quicksand, or are they like working it? Camilla says, thank you everybody for liking the shirt. Maybe I should, I was going to stand up, but never mind. Camilla, hi Camilla. Good to see you again. Good topic again. It's for me, it's discipline and to stick to plan, loss limits, and preserving wins. Exactly. Some people aren't that far along on their slots journey. They've some people. I'm not saying I can spot them, but some people recognize in themselves that they have to work on preserving gains if they want to have a goal of making money. And you're spot on, but there's people who haven't gotten that far. And those are the people I'm trying to address. I try to in these live streams, lots of people come, and including people that come every time, who have come before, and like Smarty Pants, celebrates my 150th live stream. Again, thank you, and made a bunch of money, and mentioned where, kind of in general, where they went, and so they are able to afford a $100 donation, and so you know if you want to take my course, what do I tell you? You can listen to my free stuff, make enough money to pay for the course, and then the course is paid for, and then you do even better. But it's a matter of kind of pulling yourself out of the quicksand and choosing, recognizing you have this goal and you're over here, and how do you get from here to here? And Smarty Pants says, I have a timer set on my phone, and whatever works. I mean, as an engineer, I'm a big fan of whatever works. As a physicist, I'm both. I'm a big fan of knowing why. And as a businessman, I'm also trying to get the word out and market. So you've set a timer on your phone. Good for you. When I do that, I usually can't hear it or something, but will leave before I have too much fun spending what I worked hard to win. So you've recognized that you are attracted to winning, but you've set up a plan, and for you, it's a timer on your phone, which will get you out of there, and so you can preserve your gains. Perfect. And I think was it the last live stream? Everybody's unique. Everybody's special. You're special, just like everybody else. So however you're unique, you are uniquely you. So what works for you may not work for everybody else. FF Chief, entertainment and a little money. Sounds great. Are you happy with that? Sounds like it. Great. The Allen Corporation says slots are fun. Video poker is for making money. It used to be. Yeah, as you very well know, it's getting to be harder and harder. Let's say we're talking Las Vegas, to find those few casinos that have the odds that used to be everywhere. Yeah. Slots of fun. Question: can a player change their slots goal? I have. I went into the casino to have fun, and then after 6 months, I switched over to making money, started doing that, and then I realized there was something called complimentary gifts, and that when I reached 7-star status, it turned out to be like, if you go to Las Vegas on your free trip, including airfare, you can drive a NASCAR around a track a couple of times, for from your comps. And I'm just like, comps? And then I came back and I started thinking about, I'm taking notes the whole time through, and I get towards, I'm thinking more and more, I should take all this, what I'm writing down. I should write a book. There's no book out there, particularly in 2013, 2014. And I'm just like, I'd heard that when you write a book, one of the considerations of an author in engineering and other things is, is there a million books on the topic, million good books, then what's the point? But if there's no good books and you have something to say that, then by golly, that's a book worth writing. And so, so I was thinking maybe I should write the book, and then I won a car. After 90 W2Gs in 9 months, I won a car, and I was like, now I have to write the book. And that all turned into my next goal. Making it was having fun, then making money, which admittedly was a little fun, but making money became the goal. Then earning comps because I had made enough money, sort of. It's hard to say that, but that's I was steady, and I was like, so what's this whole comp thing about? And so I did that too. Let's call them evenly split between the two, and then it turned into those became secondary to help you. I need to learn, and I need to learn how to tell you, and I need to learn how to market and get the word out, so I can share these things. And so my slots journey was really fast, and now I am, I am doing this whole, learning and sharing and helping you, and that's what my slots goals developed into. Absolutely. You can change your goals. Hey, Bruce. My player's card is valid at 3 casinos. When I spend $300 at Casino 1, $200 at Casino 2, and $100 at Casino 3, what is my daily worth to each? Are they separated on my card or cumulative? It's only one player's club. Okay. And tell me if I'm wrong. I mean, that's what you said. You said it's one players club. So there is this question of whether one casino will give you it's a very good point. If you get a mail flyer from that casino, you will get an offer for that casino, valid for that casino. And some people say don't go to more than one casino on your player's card because now, I mean, you spent $600, I'll say in a month, and your average daily theoretical, if you had spent that at one casino, was $600. But if you go to 3 casinos, you get an average daily theoretical Casino 1, 200 at Casino 2, 100 at Casino 3. And if they start saying, well, if we give you, you have to tell me, if you get free play that's valid for any of those 3 casinos, I don't know, MGM or something, then I don't think they do that. I think it's very casino specific. And so you could have a $600 average daily theoretical if you only went to one of those casinos. Yeah. I like to go to 2 casinos. I like to go to the casino the most where I win the most. But I love the idea of having a backup casino where I win the second best. And that means that if the first casino closes or does a major renovation or they sell themselves or there's a hurricane, whatever, if they're flooded, I have a backup casino and I don't have to spend a couple of months learning a second casino because I already learned it. I don't go there as much because I make more at the first one, but I keep up with it. I just love backups. And we're back on stress coping skills. It's nice that you have the options, but you might want to settle. It might be a year before you settle, but that might be the direction you're walking on your slots journey to figure out which of these casinos is best for you, and then which one is second best, and maybe continue to go to that one so you just sort of keep up with what's going on there and not drop it entirely. That's what I like to do, is have a backup, and then switch over to primarily going, spending most of your money. That's $600, maybe $500 at that first casino and another 100 at the other casino. And then your comps will respond, correspondingly. Maybe take a year to do that. What's the plan? So questions. Hashtag question, everybody, if you have a question. I have my first dog, right? I've had him for about a year. Why does he blow bubbles in his water bowl? Is that something I should be concerned about? Smarty Pants says, yes, making a ton of money, all caps on ton. On my 2-week casino tour. I've been a follower for a year, and this man has truly blessed us with his knowledge. Glad that you're finding that it works. There's a lot of variation in the different states. For instance, Wayne knows very well that the state of Washington machines seem to be junk. List the last 15 times there. So Wayne, I don't know if you've been following me before or not. I have an article on the state of Washington slots. Let's see if I can dig that up for you. Perhaps not as quickly as I would like, because so professorslots.com, and you go down to, let's see, the easiest thing would be to go to states. So these are the different states I have. Tell you what, let's go to professorslots.com / fastest way to get there / the 2-letter state designation for the state of Washington, WA. So this article, I called it something else. Okay. I used the /. So there's the Washington State slot machine casino gambling. I have one for every state, territory, and our federal district, all the way to the bottom, and explains what's going on in the state of Washington. And there is an article. Oh, come on. You're there somewhere, aren't you? Oh, I have to put it in. Yeah. Washington slots. Let me try that again. Unique. That's right. I think it's professorslots.com / unique slots, unique -slots. And so you'll come to this, a strategic plan to win on Washington's unique slots. You see that? professorslots.com / unique -slots. If you haven't read this or watched the video, this explanation is what's going on in Washington. There's basically tribal casinos. It's all tribal casinos, but in tribal casinos, there's class 2 bingo games, which have a strategy to win. And then there's class 3 machines, which in the state of Washington are unique. They're based on the state lottery. Only the state lottery is not a draw lottery. It's a scratch ticket lottery, which is what makes them unique. And I go through, it's kind of like, what are the rules and how does it work? But hopefully, that will make for, I put some time into it, gave the explanation, even had past live streams on it. And that is probably what you're looking for. Hey, Sheila. Hey, Sheila, welcome. And Jojo, hi, Jojo. Jody is in the house. Good evening, everyone. Recovering from total hip replacement surgery 1 week ago today. Ouch. Almost bottomed out while in the recovery room, so it's great to be with you all. I'm glad you're well. Doesn't seem like it's enough. Welcome. Glad to have it back. And there's plenty of comments here. Glad you made it. Jojo says thank you. People are saying don't overdo it. Wow. XLLLX friend. I'll just call you Frenzy. Hello, PS. At Desert Diamond in Arizona on July 4th, someone won on Buffalo. Did oh, good, Wayne. You said you read it. Good. I think, okay. So it was chopped off. Diamond was $500,000. Will it pay? would it pay it next year? Some people like to come back a year later. I've been hearing some of that. I think that's more patience than most people will have. But if you're around a year from now, absolutely check it out. I wouldn't say wait for it. These are what gambling notes are good for. People, people take my gambling notes, my gambling spreadsheets, and they use them, and they're like, I put a few things down, and then the year comes around again. I offered my first started offering my course in May last year, so it's for those people who get those templates for free with the course as a bonus. It's been just over a year, and they start noticing stuff, and they're like, "Why didn't I take this seriously and make more notes?" So I'll make more notes, and in a year they're going to say, "Why didn't I take this even more seriously and make even more notes?" So, yeah, every big jackpot like that, make a note, put it in your calendar, be there next year. Don't wait for one, line them all up. Um, yeah, Wayne, sorry it's complicated, but it's kind of the gaming regs. I'm a I teach physics, I've taught physics, also engineering, also, not teaching, but training, did that too, for aerospace, and so I'm used to explaining complicated things in a simple and easy manner. Uh, didn't start that way. Some of the reviews I first got when I was teaching as a first year graduate student in physics, they burned into my mind. But it's like great stress coping skills. After 5 years of constant work, you get good at it. And so I put 5 years into being a good teacher, and then after that, um, you know, uh, the sharp uprise in the ability, and then it's just trying to keep it constantly improving since then. And Smarty Pants has advice for all of you. If you're traveling, you want to stop by your by state specific pages. If you it, so professorslots.com/ two-letter postal designation. Um, and I spent years improving those. The first year I cobbled together some stuff, but it wasn't through until I did one per week while working as an aerospace engineer, and just that's about all I did. And then the second year, I realized, having finally gone through all of them, that there was a bunch of stuff I could add, and so I did that. And then I got through all of them, and I'm like, well, I got to round it out. And so I went through it again for the third year, 13 months. And the fourth time, I'm like, one more thing, I got to add a map. And now they're pretty stable, and I just make changes like when Virginia got all new games. But now I go to looking at the return statistics and digging into those. And there's 20 states that offer monthly return statistics, and I've been working on I'm trying to do it every week, but it's turning out to be like once every month. And just to show you what has the best returns in New Jersey, Eras and Bogota have had the best returns since they started keeping returns over 10 years ago. That's not random behavior. That's a casino business plan. Yeah. So if you can increase your baseline and then start from a higher baseline and use my other skills and your skills and combine everything that works to do better, it's just so much easier when you start on high ground. Smarty Pants question: met a slot attendant this morning writing down jackpots on machines. Why? I asked him. Didn't make sense. Writing down jackpots on machines. So, okay, couple of things I think you might have left out. I assume that it was the progressive jackpot amounts. If the machine, that's something they can do. Uh, how do I put this? If a progressive jackpot is progressing, they know what the amount is when somebody wins, but they don't know how fast it's tracking it. I mean, there's software packages they can add to this computer server, all that costs money, and you can just you give somebody a clipboard, an employee, give them a clipboard, and say walk around and take all the numbers down, because sometimes they want to know how's it going, how close is it to the must hit by, which maybe they know and it isn't displayed on the machine, and so they don't know that information. That's why they're writing it down. Yeah. But you said, why? Business, good business reasons. I don't know if they're going to try to do something with that information, but they just didn't have it any other way, which is interesting. I mean, I have paid consultations to talk about like what people see and they talk about, and I'll spend 2 hours, on the question and work through what must they be doing, because it's Sherlock Holmes stuff. Intuition, critical thinking, what casino exactly, what's the state laws, what might they be doing, and there's some fantastic stuff that's going on with some of the software lately. We talked about in prior live streams. We'll get into it here. It's they need to know what these jackpots are. I assume the progressives, and that they need to know them. Well, isn't that interesting that they need to know them? One of the things that a truism is casinos are cheap. They don't pay for anything they don't have to. And that includes like a bigger break room, or, some people have to stand in the lunchroom, for it's just like, if we can put a slot machine in, let's move the wall in a couple of feet so we can put a row of them in and make, each slot machine in a casino makes a profit of $518 a day in Indiana. It's published numbers. And that's for 24 hours a day, 30.4 days on average in a month. That's $16,000. Get a row of 8 of them, and it's $1.8 million. 128,000 per month, and times 12 is like a couple million per year. So slot attendants are going to get a smaller break room. You betcha. If they get a break room at all. But there's labor laws. So yes, if you would, please click the like button. As my moderators like to mention, that helps to pull people in from all over, because I have a live stream, and YouTube does a great job of notifying, but you can do a great job to help them, notifying others to come in and visit. And hi, how you doing? Yes, Bruce says, question. On a recent broadcast, I saw you mention a spreadsheet of how many times daily a casino has had hand pays. Does this exist for Vegas season? No. We all wish. You can talk to some other channels, slots channels, supposed experts, and all of that, and they'll say there's no data about hand pays in the casino. There's no data, no. But they, what, they've been saying it since 1990. and one of you guys, you told me that, hey, if you go to Coushatta in Louisiana, if you don't go from your desktop, don't go from your laptop, but if you go there from your phone, it turns into the mobile version of the website, which you can get to on a desktop or a laptop just by reducing the size of the screen, and it switches over to the mobile version. Is this all complicated? Anyway, then it shows the last 4 weeks of hand pays by machine number, by location. You click on the location, it'll show it where it is on the map, the name of the game, and the amount won, and the denomination, and the day and the time. Boom. Mind blown. No, that's as it was hard to find one of my audience members found it and told me about it, and then I told all of you, and nobody else has it. If you spot it, somebody else doing it, sometimes these things become trends. I think it's more likely that Kashada is going to stop doing it once we realize all the analysis that we're doing. Because yes, it's only the last 4 weeks, but thanks to my moderator Jan, she's been and I provided some of it. We have data going back to mid-May because every 4 weeks we just pull the data, and I can't wait to get like a full year of all the hand pays made at Kashada by day, by time on a 24-hour clock, so it's not confusing of what time it is. I think it's for 24-hour clock. It's AM or PM. By machine name, so I could sort it by what's the most popular game, denomination, by location, machine ID, and even go look on a map. And there's a few things I want to look at with that kind of data. Very interesting. I should stop talking about it before they shut it down. Yeah. So Kashada is spelled Coushetta. Maybe I just type that in so you can see it. Let's see here. You can go to professorslots.com slash CA or LA. So let's do that. I will get us back home and I will share that. So professorslots.com. Come on, you can do it. Slash LA. Louisiana Slot Machine Casino Gambling. I list all the casinos and all of these, and we are looking for a tribal casino called Kashada. Did I spell it wrong? Nope, I spelled it right. And that's the link. If you go to casino, slot machines, you see that? Slot machines, it's really small print. You have to reduce the window. It's going to show up right here. It's going to show up right here. It doesn't show up right now because we're on the non-mobile version. But if we reduce the size, watch for it, watch for it, watch for it, watch for it, watch for it. Ah, there. Recent jackpots over $1,200. Isn't that fascinating? And so there are many, many, many pages here. They last updated it today at 4:49:02. About a little more than 2 minutes before that, there was the win was before that, and wow, look at that. Jan, look at that. 32 minutes before that. 32 minutes. What's going on there? And then 45 minutes before that, but then it was 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes before that, a little over 1 minute, and then about a minute, and then wow, 50 minutes between. What's going on? So this is the sort of thing where you actually have data from the casino, and it's just completely fascinating. But also, it can, imagine what you would do if you knew how to win. If you had that information and could do what with it. If any of you are, use spreadsheets. If spreadsheets are your superpower, I think you've just found your villain, superhero. And Smarty Pants says Harris and Borgata is absolutely amazing. I got a call from someone who was at Borgata today, and I offer some free chats. And they just talked for half an hour about stuff, and they're at Borgata. Hi, Steve. Steve is from Wisconsin. He says, I think the casino probably tightens up on holidays like 4th of July and Labor Day. I wouldn't be surprised. Although I saw Las Vegas. I had several consultants, paid consultation clients, who went there around the 4th of July, and it was interesting to see, like, immediately after it was not a bad time, but then, like, 3 weeks after, it was a bad time, and it's kind of the sort of thing where, you figure it out a little bit better each year, and I know who has the patience for all of that, but you doing anything better? So, yeah. Reason being, I spoke to a slot attendant. The comment from him was, "We get 2.5 times pay on we get 2.5 times pay on Monday." Yep. Are you talking about salary, or are you saying there's 2.5 times hand pays, but not necessarily the amount of the hand pays? Be careful with slot attendants, okay? They have facts, which is their job, and then there's opinions, which have nothing to do with their jobs. And when you talk to them, it's a mix. So you have to sort out, you know, they say, well, that machine had a win. And you say, when was that? Was that today? Was that last night? What day was it? What time was it? Come on. Remember. Almost like an interrogation, only nicely, treat them nice. But then they say things like, oh, yes, we have people coming in and they do, they have their lucky troll and they do this and that and the other thing. And it's just like, great. Let's get back to, was it last night that you saw? What did you see? And so there's a mix of fact and opinion, because a lot of people, who are slot attendants, they like the attention. But then you have to sort of improve your interrogation techniques. And one of the improvements you make in your interrogation techniques is make it seem like it's not an interrogation. There's just skills everywhere here. If you want to win, you learn them. Right. And it's lots of fun. We've chatted about this, and I've learned from Slots of Fun. I think maybe he's learned from me. Talk to slot attendants, build a rapport with them, and they will give more tips and hints that they may not be aware of. It's the stuff that they think they know, that they have an opinion about, which I stay away from. But if they say things like, we got a bunch of people coming in from that other casino and they're having board meetings, and and you're just like, what? What? And they're like, oh. Yeah. Some's pretty good stuff. Looks like I did misspell it. Coushata. My apologies. Oh, yes. It's not just Atlantic City. Actually, it's the New Jersey Gaming Commission. They post every jackpot over $50,000, but there's not machine and map, and there's a lot of information that isn't part of that. Let's see, New Jersey. Let's go see what I wrote down. New Jersey. I remember most of it. I know that they had what you describe. Atlantic City jackpots of $50,000 or more, one each year. Sharing date, casino jackpot amount. Oh, slot machine denomination, manufacturer, and game theme. Okay, I had forgotten that they had done all that. So here it is, going back to 2012, as you were saying, and that's when you go to professorslots.com/NJ. You can do that, and so here are those. Multi-denomination. Okay. Yeah. I wonder. It's a lot more limited because this is all over $10,000. I wonder if there's trends here. Hmm. Mhm. Ain't that interesting? Thank you for reminding me that there is more than just the amounts, which is what I remembered, that, that there's actually denomination, manufacturer, description, uh, not location. So you could find at the casino, you could find that machine, but there might be 20 of them, and you don't know which one it is. Hmm. Hmm. Alright. S Gotta check this stuff out. Uh, yes, Kashada. Yes, let me, share the correct spelling of, uh, that because when I posted Kashada, when I posted it, where I post it, it actually goes out, let me make sure I got it right this time. It actually goes out to more than YouTube. It goes out to LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and so I will, say Kashada correctly. Salary. Um, eh, Salaries, thank you. This goes back to Steve's earlier question. Salary is, 2.5 times pay for coming in. That's, salary is not much. How does it compare to $17,000, per month for one slot machine, uh, on its profit? Um, these slot attendants might be getting twice that per year, and because benefits are like as much as they get paid, usually as a rough estimate. Um, yeah, it's just, eh. But it is something. It is something, and so, uh, um, okay. But if you find a trend, then you need to find out when they have 2.5 times hand pays, 2.5 times overtime, being paid out as salary, which days of the year they do that. And then you take your your pattern that you see. If it's, go there on those days, then go there on those days. If it's avoid them on those days, avoid them on those days. You're on your slots journey. Slots of fun says one of the slot attendants at my local tribal said it goes off like there's a trigger or something. Yep, and pace ramped up and was noticeable, and so, um, you know, look up, look around. It's not hard. Uh, the people telling you not to look up, not to look around, are trying to, casinos are, and others are just like, you have your observations, and you can talk and talk and talk and say, and none of it is, a winning strategy. It doesn't exist, or you can do it and make money. uh, and Linda K says, just got back from Palm Springs. While the casino is usually played on a regular basis, and it's tight. I mean, tight as heck. Yeah, yeah. Right. When everybody in the casino in a month is just like not winning, and or you look at the return statistics and take your opinion out of it, and you look at the return statistics from a state and you go, wow, it's been like that since, the first month that opened, only not the first month that opened because it was really high, and then after that it just dropped. It That's not random. Uh, I don't know if Chuck is here or if he's just quiet, but Chuck, has a wonderful programming saying, um, uh, random is too important to leave it to chance. It's an adage programmers use. Linda, yes, we penalize casinos by not going back. And yes, you not going back is one thing, but when everybody doesn't come back, that's when the casino makes a change. And it goes up and it goes down and it goes up and it goes down. And I wish casinos would be a little more steady about these things because, but they're not really, they're thinking, got to meet the deadline by the end of the month, got to meet the end of the quarter numbers. We promised our investors whatever the decisions were being made. But they're not thinking long term. So then they have to spend money to win all the people back that just like you are saying, no, no, no. Yeah, so, that is, it's, I just see that sort of short-term behavior going on. Yeah. I'm sorry you lost 40% of your bankroll for not coming back. Yeah. Maryland Gaming Commission virtual meeting stated that every one of their casinos had the biggest month ever in July. I've been looking at the Maryland, professorslots.com/MD is the links. And I've been looking, that's supposed to come out this Sunday, for the return to player for Maryland based on, they offer their return statistics, not exactly with a PDF, but it's under the meeting minutes that they have monthly. And then they post it there and you can pull it out, but it's also kind of like you have to do a calculation. And I have to sort of sort it out, what exactly that calculation is. I went ahead and did it, and then I'm like, I don't know, seems like I'm missing something. So you go through it and you see if I have to try to get it right. The number I came up with was way too high. It was like 96%, and not even Nevada does that. Now, what is possible is I got it right, in which case 96% is, not only maybe best for them, but best for anyone. And so all that needs to be kind of like resolved. I'm digging into it, and that's the next one I'll be doing. I did Maine last week, but I still have to make the video. So the article is available in Maryland. I have to dig into for the first time in a couple of months. Okay. So yes, I think that takes care of all that. And all right. So that's it. What a great live stream. You'll see me on my next live stream on Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern. In the meantime, watch this video on how winning at slots leads to a startling discovery we each must deal with through using a better understanding of ourselves. On topic for today.